Hi, good evening all, and thank you for tuning in today to All India Runners Motivation. Today's guest is known as a conqueror of distances. He lives by his motto, think insane and stay raw. And he is also an entrepreneur, and also he's a motivational speaker. In his running career, he has done a lot. Distance is nothing to him. He has done distances as high as 555 kilometers. He is also, in 2020, he has also climbed Mount Everest. So he's a mountain climber, which is fantastic. He also is one of the first members of the Harley Owners Group. So again, Harley riding is a passion. He sometimes takes off on a walk just for a joke. For he does around 23-hour walk just like that. December is a month where he gets all this to go for a walk or go for a trek. He is also organizes marathons for children through Simple Steps Marathon. So it's a great pleasure and privilege to introduce our guest today. And the guest name is Ashish Kasodekar. So let me introduce him to him. Hi.
Hi, good evening, good evening.
How are you?
Very nice, very nice. Good to be here on the show.
Thank you so much. We got a few people already tuned in and saying hello to you. We got Sudhakar Sonawane, Abhinav Kumar, a few other guests coming in and saying hello to you.
Oh, great, great. Good evening to everybody. Whoever is joined in, good evening to them. So it's nice.
Yeah. So, how was Pune?
Pune is a beautiful place. I love Pune. Pune is a place where you get a lot of time for yourself, and especially with this lockdown, you have plenty of time with yourself. So it's lovely.
Okay, fine. I mean, it must be difficult for a person like you to be under lockdown for so many months.
Not really, because now things have opened up. But believe me, with this lockdown, it was very difficult for people who were not doing anything. It was difficult for them to handle it. And people who were doing something all the time, because they have that mindset of, this is for a short period and it was important. So according to me, people have done well who were doing something, and people, they wanted to be out.
I mean, Pune, I used to read Meenakshi Sampath Kumar saying hi Ashish to you.
Hi Meenakshi.
So I read news items on Pune where people were getting caught by the police in the initial times of the lockdown, where runners could not hold themselves up. I mean, they were caught. They were giving a lot of excuses, bhaji lene gaya and all that. So it was fun to read that news.
Yeah. And people, perhaps they catch you and then they say, okay, now we've got you. Instead of giving money, you do 20 push-ups or you do 50 squats. So runner used to be more than happy. I said 50, I'll do 75.
So that also went for a toss, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, yeah. So thanks for joining in. And researched a lot about you. So a lot of interviews have been done, and you've been regularly interviewed during the lockdown also. So it was difficult framing questions for the interview because I thought we should ask something which has not been asked. All the few questions will be repetitive, but I hope that we can ask you something which you are not been asked ever. Okay, so
anything about running, I can go on and on for running. Anything about running.
But before you became a runner, you were a very good basketball player. Tell us a bit about that journey.
Oh, yes. Originally a basketball player. Like I've been playing basketball for from the age of, I think, 8 years, maybe 4th standard. So that was my game. And team game, basketball taught me a lot of things. It's a team game because team game teaches you plenty of things. And basketball is such a game where, all the muscles have been used. It is a design game. It's a fantastic game. Right? Like if you ask me, my first love is still a basketball. Okay. So been playing basketball for years and still play. We have Masters tournament which happens in Pune, and I'm a member of a club called Modern Past Association. That's MPA. So basketball is on from the childhood.
Okay, that's wonderful. So 8th standard, and you also represented in Federation Cup, right?
Yes. Pune University Federation Cup and a few interstate matches. So basketball was always there for me.
So who were your idols at that time?
Plenty of players, because every player has his own importance, like and a skill set. So Michael Jordan was the all-time favorite all the time, especially his punchline, which is "Come fly with me," and
Okay.
the slam dunk, what he's done right from the center point, which is amazing. So there are plenty
Okay.
of it, Pippen and a lot of basketball players which were there.
Okay. So I mean, the basketball would have actually helped you, in your running because it is all about speed and a lot of speed. Actually, you would have done a lot of
Right.
speed drills during your time, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And apart from basketball, anything else you used to play?
At that time, when I was in school, we were not focused as such, that I have to do something for like in 5 years down the line, I'll be like this, or 10 years down the line. There was no focus. But we were just enjoying basketball, so I was on the ground. But
Okay.
with that, I played few other sports also. Like I was into athletics also for a short period. But that was
Okay.
also for a short period because
Okay.
we didn't have that much of scope in school also. But since basketball, I was a part of a club. I continued basketball for a longer period, like till my college days.
Okay. We got Satish Gujaran sir saying hello to you, and
Um,
he said in your story there is action, emotion, everything is there. It's like a thriller story.
good evening, Satish bhai. Good evening.
So yeah, I had sent a message to him and he asked me what time is the interview. So he said he will join in. But if you got a few more people who coming in and saying hellos, so you got Praveen Sharma, we
Oh,
got Rakesh.
Praveen is here.
Yeah,
Friend
so
Praveen.
everybody is wanting to hear your story. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So that's nice. So basketball was your first love, which helped it. Your first long run was in 2013. I saw the picture in your Facebook. Tell us about that.
Oh.
When did you start taking up running? Was it cycling first and running later, or running first and cycling later?
Running first. See, cycling, how the transition took place, I'll tell you. In 2008 or 2009, in Pune, we have an event called Enduro. Okay,
Okay.
Enduro is an event where two boys and one girl, the team, have to come together and they achieve a target.
Okay.
It is about getting into Sahyadri Mountains, there is cycling, there is trekking, there is river crossing, all those activities. That event basically taught me how to push myself. Okay,
Okay.
that's where I got the hang of how to push yourself. It was
Okay.
not about the event; it was about keeping yourself awake for a night, and you continue moving, and then go to the finish line. That was the beauty of that event. I really
Okay.
enjoyed that. That's where I got the hang of individual sport, little bit. Not individual,
Okay.
you can't say individual, but liking towards cycling and a little bit of running.
Okay.
Uh, I've been celebrating all these special days. Like you must have heard about these stories of 11, 11, 11 or 12, 12,
12,
12.
12, 12.
Yeah, so I've been celebrating those days.
Yeah.
In 2013, because marathon was just picking up in Pune, a lot of events happening. And marathon is the only event where everybody is rewarded. Every person who
Okay.
comes to the finish line, he gets a medal. So that was
Yeah.
the beautiful part of running. And I was good at running anyways because I was playing basketball and I had the right mindset. So I said, let's go for this marathon. Let's see how does it feel. I registered for 15 kilometers and I could do that well. There were a lot of people, plenty of energy. There were Zumba warm-up sessions. There were pretty girls around, and there were plenty of things, good things happening. I said this is really interesting, and that's
Okay.
how I got into running. And then I was looking forward for 21 kilometers, and then it carried on. So that
Wonderful.
was the beginning.
So what? Any learnings during that time when you actually began your running career,
Not
or
really.
any
There was
mistakes
no
you've done?
learning. Nothing. It was just a normal run. Just went ahead and finished 15 kilometers. I had never had any timing as such in my mind. I had to finish this. Of course, now also I never have these kind of things in my mind that I should do this in this particular time. Or so I like to enjoy myself. Whether I'm happy, then I go for it. So
Okay.
that's how I really enjoyed myself. I really I was into that zone
Okay.
when I did that.
Okay. Wonderful. So I mean, after all this, then what made you choose the longer and longer distances? I said longer because it kept on increasing.
Or it
So
just happened actually. I never planned these things. It just happened because when I saw people doing 15 kilo, when I did 15 kilometers, I saw people doing 21 kilometers, and I said let's apply for 21 kilometers. And then I did Mumbai Marathon that time. Mumbai Marathon is simply amazing because the amount of energy you have in Mumbai, it is amazing. So when I did 21 kilometers, I was there at the finish line and I saw people doing 42 kilometers, the effort they were taking it to come to the finish line. Some people were doing it very easily. Some people were pushing themselves. I said, wow, this is amazing. I must come for next 42 kilometers. So that's how, I slowly got into bigger distances because I like to take challenges.
Okay.
That's my approach always. If something different is happening, I should be there and go for it.
Okay. Okay. That's nice. So which is the first ultra marathon you participated?
First ultra was Comrades.
Oh, first ultra was Comrades.
Yes. And that also after just one full marathon.
Oh, wonderful. So is that the time when you met Satish Gujaran sir?
Yes, Satish, I met him. I met him. He didn't know who Ashish is because he's a great runner and there's lots to learn from him all the time. Okay. I met Satish that time. That time I didn't. Actually, you can't say that I met him. I just knew who Satish Gujaran is. Okay. My Comrades has an emotional story, like he said just now. Right? So, if you're okay with it, I can share that story with you. Of course.
Yes.
So, what happened is I did Mumbai Marathon, and usually I don't celebrate 31st of December. What I do is I like to, because I don't believe in celebrating a day. I believe in celebrating a year. Yeah. So I did 53-kilometer run on 31st of December. Okay. In Mumbai Marathon, and I could get good timing for Mumbai Marathon. A friend of mine asked me whether I want to participate in Comrades. I was very happy that she had that confidence that, Ashish, if I can ask Ashish to participate in Comrades. I said, why not? If there's an exchange bubble, why not? Let's go for it. But I was a little casual. Okay. I did a little bit of practice. I didn't do the way it should have been done, but I did a little bit of practice. Okay. Went to South Africa. There, the atmosphere was amazing. It was, we met a lot of Indian runners. Usually one day prior, you have all the international runners. They come together with their jerseys. So there's that feel of representing India. Okay. And we were 9 of us from India. From Pune rather, and plenty of other people from different states. So we all started together, and I was doing well. My target was just to look at all the cutoffs. I did the last run. You have 7 cutoffs to do 87 kilometers. It was down run that time, starting from Pietermaritzburg to Durban. Yeah, it was quite cold. I was doing okay. Last cutoff, I did it just maybe a few seconds prior. Okay. And then they said that 7 kilometers and you have 40 minutes to go. I said, now 40 minutes and 7 kilometers is quite easy now. The race is in my hand. I got into comfort zone. Okay. So I started walking and I was enjoying myself. There were plenty of people with you, started talking to people. 3 kilometers prior, a young girl comes to me, a volunteer girl comes to me and she says, you have 3 kilometers to go and you have only 15 minutes hand. I said, oh shit, just 15 minutes and 3 kilometers. So you won't believe, I literally sprinted towards the finish line. Like I had the energy. I was casual. The finish is in the stadium. I got into the stadium. I could see the finish line. It was just 200 meters away from me. I could see the finish line, and there was a buzzer of 12 hours. Okay. So I saw the finish line, but I was not a finisher. I went walking to the finish line. There were other people also similar bracket. But you get these sympathy messages. People tell you that you're a finisher, you can do this, and you can come next year, whatever. But I was still okay. I said, "This is fine. I have finished the race and all." But when I got into my hotel room, I saw so many people following me. Okay, my friends, my family, they were following me. They're saying, because you have a live tracking. So people were saying, "Ashish, come on, 2 kilometers to go, 1 kilometer to go. You can do it, whatever." So they were following me. Then I was angry with myself. I said, if people are following you, they have that trust in you, and you can't finish the race only because you're casual about things. I said, this is not done. You have to be serious in whatever you do. Yeah. So at 2 p.m. in the night in that hotel room, see, I had done 87 kilometers. Everybody was tired. Even I was tired. But their pain and my pain, there was difference. Yeah. Okay. So I changed that. There's a WhatsApp DP of Comrades. It says, keep calm, 365 days to go. I changed that WhatsApp DP at 2 p.m. in the morning. And Next year I practiced well. I analyzed myself, what all things went wrong, what all things I should improve upon. I analyzed everything, and the next year I finished it about 40 minutes in hand, and then I
Yeah, I
changed
mean,
my WhatsApp DP.
in fact, you did it at 12 hours 3 minutes, and the next day you did it 11 hours 40 minutes, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I changed that WhatsApp DP. I stood there at the finish line, wanted to see how the reaction is, what people, how they feel. Because last year I was on the other side, and this year I was on the other side. But that atmosphere is simply amazing because they have a countdown that time. They
Yeah.
do 60, 59, and whatever. And then there's at zero, there is pin drop silence. So
Yeah.
that was my first one, and I learned a lot of things from there. Like, instead of usually what we do is, if we don't achieve a target, we try to come back with the excuses. It
Yeah.
was very easy for me to say, okay, there was a cramp, and there was some muscle tear, and I could move. Otherwise, I would have done it. But I knew what was wrong with me. It was only casual approach. So I analyzed myself. All those negative things I converted into a positive thing, and then I achieved my goal. So that was a learning lesson in that context.
Wonderful. I mean, in fact, I remember talking to Bruce for this, and he said that the most heartbreaking moment is when they close it, at that final cutoff,
Absolutely.
and you got runners
Absolutely.
just near the finishing line, and they just turn their back, and
Right,
that
right.
must have been a really heart-wrenching moment. That's the emotional story. Yeah. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it's amazing that when you are actually stuck up with such things, you actually push yourself a little more harder, and the
Right.
second race you actually went on to conquer the race.
Absolutely. That's very important. So I always tell people this is what we need to look at. Analyze yourself, work on to negative things, what has happened, and then it becomes a good thing next year.
Yeah, and not giving excuses for not completing the race.
Yeah, usually it happens, because we're trying to convince I don't know who, but it doesn't work well. So we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to work onto it.
Okay, that's nice. We'll just talk about your most favorite one, a place called Ladakh, where
Mhm.
actually before the Comrades, you did the Ladakh Marathon also, 42 kilometers. It's almost
Right.
it's like an ultra only, because it's not for normal. It's not like a normal race. How was that experience? I mean, why Ladakh so much?
Ladakh, I've been going there for almost now 8 years, and I had done one trip of Ladakh as a tourist, typical tourist.
Okay,
Like I was in the
okay,
car, okay, this mountain, this place, that place, whatever. I was there as a tourist. But I think Himalaya. That's the beauty of Himalaya. When you go to Himalaya, you fall in love with Himalaya, and the Himalaya always
okay,
calls you back. That's what happened
okay,
with me also. I always prefer to do, like I mentioned, I want to do different things in life. So I said, first marathon, I should be doing it from different place. So I thought
okay,
of Leh because that's place which I was in love with. I said, let's go to Leh and do our first marathon. That's why I
okay.
went to Leh, and I was there at the starting lineup. You get mixed reactions. Some people they're really proud of you. Some people they look at you and said, "What's wrong with him? He's a mad guy. How can somebody does a full marathon?" But I strongly believe when people call you mad, that means you're on the right track. You're doing something
Okay.
good for yourself. It's very
Okay.
important.
Okay.
So that's how I was there. And I could manage to finish the Leh Marathon. We did practice well. We did walk run practice. We went there a little early and got acclimatized well. It went off well. There I saw people doing Khardungla challenge because they had a different respect. Khardungla
Okay.
challenge. So it was something nice. That's why, next year was Khardungla challenge. And it just went back to Himalaya again and again. I always look for some excuses to go back to Himalaya.
Yeah. In fact, the Ladakh Marathon, you did it extremely well. 5 hours is an excellent time. Considering the fact that you're from the plains and you're going all the way up to do something which is high up in the mountains, and to do it in
Right,
five
right.
hours, you're almost like a local. So, you know, so have you bought any property in Ladakh because you love it?
Oh, no, no, no. I don't have money to buy properties anywhere, but I do have a family there. My family, in the sense, not any illegal affair.
Okay.
My family is my homestay where I stay every year. And that's like my family because they care for me so much and they do everything for me. So
Okay.
it's like that. But I believe, why to buy a property here? You have so many places there. You have such beautiful people everywhere. So go and
Okay.
stay with different places.
That's nice. I hope your homestay people are watching this. You know, and hearing you. Otherwise, I will send it to them.
Oh yes, yes.
So
Definitely.
the La Ultra is something which you have fallen in love with, and every
Mhm.
time you go for the run, you increase the distance. You started with 111, then you went to 222, then so not 222, you 111 directly to 333, then 555. What is this love with La Ultra?
La Ultra is an company, event management, where they organize events. So definitely they do a fantastic job, because to organize the event in Ladakh, it's a tough job. It is not
Yeah.
an easy task. I always say, because to get people motivated, then to do things for them, to be there at the cutoffs, be there at the passes, wait for them. It is a tedious job, and they do a fantastic job. So
Okay.
hats off to La Ultra for sure. At the same time, when I did my marathon, friend of mine called Sucheta, when I was talking to her, she said that, she thought I did something in La Ultra. And that particular time, my reaction to her was like, how can somebody run triple one? It is
Okay.
not possible to run so many kilometers in Ladakh. But when I did Khardula challenge and I could manage my comrades also, then I had the confidence of, I should do something more than this. And I got the information of La Ultra. So that's why I
Okay.
went to do triple one.
Okay.
Triple one is an individual race, so I was there at the start line, and triple one also I could do well because I had done Khardula challenge, so I had an experience about going to Khardula Pass, and about taking care of the oxygen levels and all. So I was happy doing triple one. But when I did triple one at the function, Doctor kept on saying, Dr. Rechavan, the organizer, he kept on saying that triple one is a baby run. Okay.
Okay.
So at the function, there were not many people of triple one, because the function happens after 3 days, after the finish of triple three. So the finishers of triple two, the finishers of triple three, and me and few other runners of triple one, we were there. And he kept on, because they were. I wanted to listen to people who've done triple two and triple three. Raj had done triple two that time. So I wanted to listen to them, and they had such fantastic stories to listen to. That particular, when he said baby run, I said, come on, yeah, I've done 111 kilometers, and he's saying baby run. This is not tough.
Okay.
So, but for them, it was a baby run. I got excited with listening to all these stories, and I said, let's jump to another higher version, like maybe triple two or triple three. Triple two was again the same amount of energy, same amount of time, again, amount of money which is involved. I said, that particular time I said triple three. Let's jump on to triple three. The doctor said, Ashish, you're getting excited. So we will talk again. Came back and I said, let's work on to this. I then started working on to triple three. So
Okay.
triple three was there. And that's how the journey started, of triple one, and then triple three, and then triple five.
Wonderful. I mean, the journey is fine. So when you started the La 111, I think you were the first group of people, the non-services guys who were actually attempting it.
I don't think so. There were people who had done triple one before. There were more people.
Okay. Okay.
But I think at Pune, there was nobody. Like Pune, nobody had done triple one that time. So when I came back to Pune, like I got good felicitation. A lot of people were, there was an interview and all. So I was enjoying myself. I said, first person in Pune to do triple one and all. So that was a
Okay.
good feeling. And that
Okay.
also encouraged me to do better things for triple three. I said, if I'm getting so much of respect for triple one, if I do triple three, it will be lovely. It will be like action packed.
Wonderful. Let's talk about your the highest achievement till now in La Ultra, which is the 555, a race which took you 126 hours and 18 minutes to complete. If you can just take our viewers through that the whole journey of preparation to completion, just a small bit of it, it will be nice because people would love to hear that journey of yours. So I'm just going to put you in the solo layout so that you can
Okay.
talk. Yes, you are the superstar now, and you're going to talk about the
Oh,
triple five.
okay.
Action.
Triple five is a big journey. So I'll give few examples of triple five what I did, because it's a 126-hour journey.
Yeah.
But see, important was to take a decision of registering for triple five, and that took little time.
Okay.
What happened is, when I finished triple three, When I was there at the function, again, there was a function. Doctor always organizes function where he allows people to share their experiences. After doing that, he announced 555, okay, as an X edition because successfully completed 10 years, and that's why he said X edition 555 kilometers.
Okay.
That time our reaction was, doctor has gone mad because nobody is going to come for 555. It is not possible. Okay, that was the reaction that time.
Okay.
We came back to Pune. Pune, we had grand celebration at the airport. There were so many people. There were about 200 people at the airport, 200 people in some other location. So it was a grand welcome. I was happy, enjoying myself, enjoying those felicitations, enjoying those celebrity status, whatever. I was happy there. Back of my mind, there was 555. I said, there's an X edition, there's an event happening. I should be there. But again, there was fear factor of the money. I had to collect money. I had to find crew members. Whether I should go back to the same terrain again, because my 333 crew was not ready, and they said, it's no point in going back to the same terrain. So they were negative. But back of my mind, 555 was there. In this, about 4 to 5 months left. Okay, I came back in August end, and then up to February there was no decision. But I did one run in Bangalore, Bamboo Ultra. So I was in that running zone. So it was about 210 kilometers. So I did that. But there was no decision of 555. Unless and until you have a goal, you can't really be focused about whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But actually, I registered. Like a friend of mine and myself, we were in one of the coffee shops, and we thought on the similar lines. If there is an event happening, and I'm eligible to participate, because what doctor said, in whoever has done 333, there were 13 people in the world who were done 333. They are qualified to participate in 555. Okay. So I said, if the event is happening and if I am not going, doing nothing, he's sitting in Pune, I had to repent. And repent is not good. Like, you can't do anything about if you repent. So that's how the decision took place, that, I should go and attempt 555. That's about 4 months prior. Okay. So that was very less time. Physically, I know that, I could do that. I had an experience of 333. I know what I have to do, what all things I need to work on, what all, how much to eat, how much to drink, all those things I knew what I have to do. My strong strategy was to work on the power naps, how to sustain myself for 132 hours. 132 was the cutoff. Okay. I worked on the power naps. For that, what I did, power naps and the sleeping pattern. For a month, I used to do 42 kilometers, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 42 in the morning, then come back, work in the office. Then till evening you're in the office. Then evening I used to go out, sit with friends. Night I used to go out again from 12 to 2. Okay. Okay. Come back at 2 o'clock. 2 to 6 I used to sleep 4 hours, and then again 6 o'clock I get up and then do 42 kilometers. Okay. So I was doing this for a month. Like I was sleeping only for 4 hours. I was absolutely okay with my sleep pattern. Okay. This was the main thing I had to work on. Then there was food, like, sufficient amount of proteins, because I had to sustain myself for those 5 hours, and what is available there. I had to work on my diet accordingly, because Ladakh, you can't get everything there. It's just different terrain completely. So I had to work on my diet also. So all those things I was doing. Okay. And that's how I was ready for a 555. I got hold of my crew members. I spoke to the first 2 members, and then they said they will come back to me. And I spoke to another 2 people. They said they will come back to me. So all those things, slowly, I started getting crew members also in order. We formed because there was no sponsor. So we had to do crowdfunding. So there was a crowdfunding link. We started collecting money. Money started collecting. So everything started falling in place, slowly. And I was there in Leh about 25 days prior. Usually what I do is, to get acclimatized, I go 25 days prior to Leh. And that also I go from Manali to Leh. So Manali to Leh, I do it walk run. That's about 450 kilometer distance. I cover it in 6 to 7 days. So I spend time at all the passes, and I do a little bit of walk run. So Gata loops, I go up Gata loops. Then I do about 30-35 kilometers every day. That's why when I get into Leh, I'm fully acclimatized. Then I do one loop of Khardungla, because that gives me a lot of energy. Yeah. And I'm all set for the event. That's how the beginning of 555.
Okay.
And 555 this time was an X edition because it was raining. First time ever I saw a lot of snow in month of August.
Okay.
The flag off was in the rains. So by the time we came to North Kulu, we were completely drenched.
Okay.
Myself and Praveen, who's there right now, we did up to North Kulu very well. Like we were together all the time. We had conversation about all the possible options, all the possible topics. We had great time, and we did really well till North Kulu. North Kulu was a terrible situation because it was really cold. Official temperature was -17, wind chill factor, and it was filled with snow outside. There, I could get a chance to, because Craig, a New Zealand doctor, he said if I could get a chance to change my clothes, and I had no extra clothes. So I bought a t-shirt from Praveen, I bought a t-shirt from another athlete from UK. I changed my clothes, and then I could reach to Kardula. It was a tough point. When there is a fresh snow, and if you're on a honeymoon or on a holiday, probably, it is very nice to enjoy that snow, white snow. But when that white snow gets converted into black ice, it becomes really, really dangerous because it's very slippery. And you're on your sports shoes and you're running there, it is really, really bad. I must have fallen down at least 35 to 40 times. My luck, I was lucky enough that I didn't fall. I never had any injury as such, and I could manage to reach South Kulu. So that was the most crucial part of that event.
Okay.
So we reached South Kulu, and South Kulu, where the crew team was waiting for me. And the crew, when you meet your crew, it was like, I was meeting them after ages. It was like that. Because they were so happy to see me, and I was very happy to see them. And that's how the crew team joined me. And then, when you have a crew team with you, you have another set of confidence. And we had to do 5 passes for Ultra 555. It was Kardula, it was Warila, it was Tanglangla. You come back to Tanglangla, you go to Debring at 15,000 feet, come back to Tanglangla.
Okay.
And then you go to Warila again, second time, and then you come to Shanti Stupa to finish. That's how the journey of 555 is.
Wonderful. I mean, it's so inspirational to hear this journey. I mean, like a lot of our viewers are commenting. In fact, Mandeep Doon has also joined the interview, and he's saying inspirational. So, yeah, we have Mr. Nigel Clemens all the way from Philippines who's listening to you. And our very own doctor from Pune, Dr. Shivaji Kole, is also listening to you. There's a question from Soumya Chandra about the mental side that of the 555. Is that 5 times more challenging from a mental state point of view?
Absolutely. See, this is more of a mental game. You have to be mental to do these things. You have to be mental to be mentally fit.
Okay.
Because you have to be mentally strong to do these things. Basically, decision is very important.
Okay.
According to see, mental strength doesn't come overnight. It comes like you have to build that mental strategy, and for that, the very important thing is to do whatever irritates you. This is what I strongly believe in. I must do whatever irritates me. I'll tell you a small story of that. I have a fort in Pune called Siagar Fort. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to go there in the afternoon because for me, I don't run in the daytime, like early morning. Like usually, if you'll see a lot of people run in the morning because the weather is nice. Early morning, the weather is nice. I always believe I should practice in a odd time of the year. So, in the month of May, when it is 35 degrees outside, I used to go to Siagar. So first time when I went to Siagar, it was Thursday afternoon. I parked my vehicle and I was about to leave. I did my warm up and I was about to leave, go to the mountain top. There was a watchman there. He looked at me and he said, "If you're doing exercise is a good thing, but if you come in the morning, the weather is nice." He was innocent and he told me this. I said, "No, yeah, but I like to come in the afternoon." So he looked at me and he said, "What wrong mad fellow this is? Guy? Who comes in the afternoon?" But he looked at me and he just made some faces. I went next Thursday again. He looked at me again. He said, "This fellow is mad Papa Saga." Then again I went on Thursday. So he started looking at me. He said his thing was कि पागल है लेकिन ये disciplined पागल. He has the discipline of coming every Thursday. So,
Okay.
that's how then slowly started waving out to me. Then he started offering me if I need something, if I need some help for parking, if I need for help water. So, that's how you build community. So, discipline for your madness is very important. That's how, you could achieve things.
Okay.
And for mental strength, I always believe that, you have to spend a lot of time with yourself. The moment you start spending time with yourself, you can analyze your body, you can understand yourself. And when you run alone, because ultramarathon is all about running alone,
Yeah.
because nobody can be with you for 1 day or 2 days. So it is all about running alone. So when you run alone, you understand your body so well. It is very, very important because you have to understand the difference between a soreness and an injury. That
Yeah.
happens only when you spend time with yourself, and you have to love yourself. The moment you love yourself, your muscles also start, talking to you. Start talking to your muscles also. So that is very important. The mind is very important.
That's nice. I mean, I like the fact that you said the quote of the day is you have to be mental to be mental.
Absolutely.
so,
Mental
so,
things. Yep.
so I like that. We got so Soumya, the lady who asked the question, is saying she's very charged up for Khadurungla challenge now after hearing you talk.
Oh,
We
great.
got a good runner from Shillong, Tenpa, who's saying hello to you. He is a man of half marathons and he has done countless half marathons. I think almost every day he runs a half marathon.
Wow,
Um,
that's really nice.
so there's one question from Yogesh Pandey. He says that what would be the correct amount and frequency to take hydration while covering 100 kilometers, and how it varies from road to hills like Ladakh.
See, about hydration and about the food intake, there's a small theory which everybody follows, probably there in the book also. You have to drink before you feel thirsty, and you have to eat before you feel hungry. Okay, so or you have to walk before you feel tired.
Okay.
Many times, a lot of people they think that walking is not good because if you're running and then if somebody is looking at you, then if you're walking, then you're not a good runner.
Okay.
It's not that way because when you are doing a long distance running, walking is part of it, and that has to be part of your strategy. If you walk and run well, if you strategize your walk run, you can definitely do better in the long runs because it is not necessary that you have to run all the time. It is very difficult to do that. Hydration plays a very, very important role because you have to keep on sipping water all the time. Instead of drinking water at one particular time, it's always better to take a sip all the time. I run alone, so I always buy water, and water you can buy it anywhere. It's very important to keep yourself hydrated. In
Okay.
Ladakh, definitely you need to drink more water than in the like in Pune and Mumbai. You drink have to because there is already less oxygen. So, but when you acclimatize well, then you can concentrate on that. You know how much to drink water, how much you should drink.
Okay, that's nice. In fact, about water, there is a famous story and of water which I'm going to ask.
Mhm.
Sattu ka rahasya kya hai? So that is something which came up in 555. So
Oh,
which I think which is like which not many people have spoken about. People speak about
okay.
juice and everything. So I'm very curious to know about this Sattu rahasya.
Actually, there is no rahasya as such. So even I didn't know what sattu is all about because I never used
Yeah.
to take sattu. I was in Leh that time. I had already reached Leh, and my crew was in Pune, and they had a meeting. Like there's a dietitian called a friend rather. She's a professional dietitian. The Swati, her name is Swati, and my Swati and my crew member they were discussing about what all things we should carry in Ladakh and we should have it in the car, and they were looking for an option which is easy to carry, which gives more energy, instant energy. And they
Okay.
thought of sattu because a lot of people in Bihar or in Maharashtra they take sattu. And sattu you get it
Okay.
in Jwari and I think besan also you get in the form of. So I get a call in Leh that Ashish sattu is going to be part of your diet. I said, what is sattu? I never had sattu. So
Yeah.
Hari is another crew member. He was supposed to come 2 days early because he was to go on a rafting tour. So he carried sattu with him. He said, I will give it to you sattu 10 days prior. You see how it is. Because for me, I like everything in life. Like I see, basically, I never have issues with anything. So he said, Chalo, sattu piyenge. So he made that sattu for me. It was nice. It was tasty also because you put jaggery in it and with sattu, and it's a liquid format. So it really worked well. And so we carried sattu. So whenever we used to stop, he says, "Ashish, sattu मैं बनाता हूँ." And I said, "हरी जो सत्तू बनाता है वही मैं पियेंगे because हरी का टेस्ट ही अलग है." So that was the saying what we had.
Okay.
And we had sattu all the time. Like I must have had sattu at least 15 to 20 times in that particular region. It was very easy to carry and gives good energy. So that's how sattu became very popular.
It's also takes care of a little bit of the protein intake also, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It has everything, and mixed with jaggery, so it's a good option always. Jaggery is always good for it.
That's nice. Soumya is saying Sattu is from her homeland, so I'm sure she also likes it.
So she must be having it regularly.
Yes. Dr. Shivaji is also saying he's remembering your 𝐶𝐚 fort, repeating, which helped you in your Everest attempt. We'll talk about that a little later. We talk about the hilly areas and acclimatization. How many days acclimatization do you actually usually take? Does it take for you to adjust to the oxygen levels?
I go about 20 to 25 days prior to Leh. So in that 6 to 7 days from Manali to Leh, that helps me a lot because you're going up, down, up, down. Manali, I spent about one night, and then I go to cover all the passes. So about 17 to 18 days prior, I'm in Leh. I don't do much of running when I'm in Leh. I like to relax myself. I recover myself well. But I do 𝐾𝐲 for sure because 𝐾𝐲 and I have a different bonding. Whenever I go to 𝐾𝐲, I just love to be there. And, the bonding between me and passes have gone so much that I started talking to passes also now.
Okay.
Because you won't believe, I'll tell you a short story. I have a lot of stories to tell you.
Very nice.
So when I did Warila for the first time, okay, it was really, really tough because it was slippery, black ice, and whatever. It was terrible. Somehow I reached Warila Pass. And Warila is tough because Warila is very steep to climb. With that 17,500 and you're climbing Warila, second pass, you're not slept for a long time. So Warila becomes really tough. Chetan is the guy from La Ultra team. He's the main coordinator. Hats off to him because he was there at Warila Pass waiting for the runners to come. I reached Warila Pass second time. And it was me, because the vehicles were not allowed because of the road condition. It was me and Chetan and Arvind, my crew captain. Okay. We were there. Usually when you go to the pass, he says, Ashish, you say something, and then he records that whatever you say. And I told him, I said, I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to Warila. He looked at me, and Arvind also was looking at me. They thought I'm hallucinative because I'm saying that I will talk to the pass. And I spoke to the Warila Pass, like, brother Warila, I'm here and I will come back to see you again. Whatever I wanted to say, I spoke to Warila. And they're like, what's wrong with him, man? This guy's gone crazy, man. He started talking to passes also.
Sounds like a Red Indian story,
Absolutely. And I was so happy to talk to Warila.
Yeah.
As if Warila is going to listen. He's listening
Hello,
to me.
Big brother.
Absolutely. Big brother is Tanglangla. So I told Warila, I said, I'm going to meet your elder brother Tanglangla. Okay. And I'm going to come back to see you. So give me that energy to see you again. So that was the beauty of that pass.
Wonderful. That's nice. That's a nice story. I will like. So if you want to give a 5 tips, for anybody attempting La Ultra, what would that be?
5 tips to do La Ultra. Okay, I've recently started a mentor. Like, I'm going to be a mentor if somebody wants to do La Ultra run or anything about 100 kilometers. So that's my new venture. So first thing, I'll tell him to call me and I can be his mentor. Okay. That's first tip. That's commercial, and come a little bit of marketing also let me do here. So that's first tip. Second tip is he has to do some runs in Ladakh region before. It's not that he should just jump for a big run in Ladakh, because there's a big difference between running at high altitude and running at local. So he has to be acclimatized very well. Mentally, he has to be very strong. He has to have liking for running in Ladakh, because run in a different place and running in Ladakh, there is vast difference because there's nobody to cheer you on the way. You are just by yourself. So you have to be prepared for this, that you're doing something different in Ladakh. Uh, Acclimatization, I said, acclimatization plays a very, very important role to take care of all those things. Else, that's it. I think preparations, definitely somebody wants to do Ladakh run. He must have been practicing for a while. He must have done about 2, 3 good ultra runs, and then he is attending for ultra. So that's it. Few important things.
So, viewers, Ashish is available as a mentor. So you can contact him through his Facebook, and you can get in touch with him and he can help you out. There's one question from Venkatesh is about the strength training sessions which you had done for races for your ultra marathon, especially 100Ks. Is there anything specific or any different sessions which you do for such races?
Not really. Leg strengthening, I strongly believe in warm up and leg strengthening exercises and cool down. Very, very important.
Okay.
On a normal situation, we usually sacrifice on the warm up and cool down exercises. And we constantly, if coach has given you a run of, say, 25 kilometers, a runner, and if he is busy, he has some meetings that day. Usually what he'll do is he'll compromise on the warm up and he'll compromise on the cool down. But he will make sure that he does that 25 kilometer run. According to me, warm up and cool down has to be done in a systematic manner. There is no compromise in that. And maybe if you're busy, then you compromise instead of 25 you do 20 kilometers, whatever. That is important. So warm up and cool down is very important. I believe in the body weight exercises. So far, I've been doing body weight exercises. If there's an opportunity to join a gym also, nothing like it, that is very, very useful. What all things you'll do, because you have to work also, you have to do leg strengthening also, abs core bhi karna hai, long run bhi karna hai. So there is so much of the time you waste on all this. So if you have time, gym is the best option. But if you don't have, then I do the body weight exercises. I do step workout. That helps me a lot. So step workout I definitely do twice a week. That is very important. Twice a week I do core and abs also. So and running on tired legs, that's very, very important.
Good. That's nice. Thanks. Thanks for that. Let's have a few fun questions with Ashish. So fun question session is this: do you like running alone or with friends?
If there is somebody to join me for 100 kilometers, I'm very happy.
Okay.
But, I'm alone also. For me, it doesn't make any difference whether I'm alone or if somebody joins me, I'm happy.
Okay. Which body part hurts the most when you're running La Ultra?
Which body part hurts the most? See, when I start my run, it's something or the other is always pain. At the end of the run, I'm happy because there is only soreness. So it starts with the pain and ends with the happiness.
Okay, fine. I will. In fact, Mandeep was saying it's meditation in pain. So,
wow.
So it's like, it looks very nice and rosy, but it is painful. Favorite food during during La Ultra, because every video I see of La Ultra is all about Maggi noodles and nothing else. But is there anything else which you eat actually?
Oh, aloo parathas are there in Ultra. Ultra also provides you packet meal. But Maggi noodles is always a good option. But nowadays you get aloo parathas also, you get egg omelette also. So that's there. And dal rice is all-time favorite everywhere.
Okay. Fun question from Satish is that do you have to be a bachelor to run 555 or 333?
Bachelor, everything has its own additional benefits. If you're a bachelor, you have different benefits. If you are married, you have different benefits. Drawbacks are there.
No, you can ask him the same. You can ask him the same question back to him.
I know what he's asking. We are in the same boat. I know that. But definitely, I'm very happy. I always believe whatever you are, you have to make the most of it. So if I'm bachelor, I have to make the most of what I have. Very important.
Okay. Fully supported and with full oxygen level capacity, how many days continuously you can run?
Oh, that's a good question. So far, it is 5 days, 126 hours. So probably full oxygen, maybe 10 days as of now. It all depends what is there at the end of the if there is something, this carrot have there, I can go on and on.
The carrot has already been dangled by Dr. Rajat, right? By starting the, it did not happen because of the pandemic, but 1111 is there.
Is there? He's mentioned to you?
I mean, it's there. I mean, I thought it was part of it, but maybe next year. Would you be attempting it if it is there?
If there is a race happening, and then if I'm eligible, I have to be there.
Okay, wonderful. There's a famous story about hallucinations, and Ashish. We have heard from Mandeep that, and it has been there in many interviews, that you refuse to accept that the race is not finished and there is few more meters to go for the finishing line. How did your crew members and the organizers convince you with that, to get over that hallucination?
Hallucination has become a joke now, but that has made me popular also, and that is the best possible finish ever for any ultra. What happened is, we started from Lato. There's a rest house called Lato, which is at 13,000 feet. And you have to climb the Tanglangla Pass, which is 17,500, and you go down to Debring to finish 333 at 15,000 feet. So you're spending a good amount of time in that particular altitude. Okay. I started at 7 a.m. in the morning from Lato station. I had omelette and whatever, Maggi noodles, what you said just now. I had food to eat, and I started from there. I started really fresh. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, so I was really fresh and I was charged up. Okay. And that time, Mandeep, Munish, and Mr. Handa, Commander Handa, all three of them were ahead of me, and they were doing very well. I started well. I got hold of Handa sir. I moved ahead. I could see Mandeep and Munish doing very well. I moved ahead, but I didn't wait anywhere. Okay, I didn't sit for a minute also anywhere. My younger brother, who's in the army, he joined me to climb Tanglangla Pass. So we did Tanglangla Pass in real army style. It's full of josh, and we were shouting. We were doing all possible things, and we climbed Tanglangla really well. So we were excited, and we were going full swing. Just few kilometers away, before the Tanglangla top, all the organizers' vehicles started coming in, and they had a discussion like, if Ashish reaches at 2:45 at the top, he'll be able to finish. If he reaches at 3, then it's a difficult time, whatever. But different communication. And all those things starts playing in your mind. Again, I didn't sit anywhere. I continued. I reached Tanglangla top at a good time, and I had to do 20 kilometers to go down. So I started with another crew of mine called Mangesh, and we started going down. Again, there was no break anywhere. I didn't eat a solid food. I was just eating dry fruits or having chai. And we moved down. After about 1.5 hours, I asked one of the volunteer members how many kilometers to go. And he said 17 kilometers. Of course, that was the wrong information, but that played in my mind. That How come 70 kilometers? I've been running for 1.5 hours, and how come 17 kilometers? So that stuck in my mind. And slowly it got stuck in my mind that, organizers and the crew members, they've teamed up together. And because that was the first time they were Indian participants. Like all 5 of us, we were Indians. And the first time they were Indian participants for 333. So they wanted to have a special finish. That got stuck in my mind. I was moving, I slowed down, I was moving ahead. After a particular time, the blisters also on my feet. After a particular time, I said, this is ridiculous, because we have already done 333 kilometers. Just to have a special finish, these guys are making me run. This is not that. About 2 kilometers prior, I literally stopped. I called the crew vehicle driver. I told him, I said, these guys are against me. I'll get into the vehicle, let's go back. My crew members got scared because that particular time, if I had to sit in the vehicle, everything would have been over. Because after doing 332 kilometers, if I had to get into the vehicle, it would have been really bad for me. And they could feel it, because they started giving me emotional talks. Ashish, because we were celebrating 2 birthdays that time. So Ashish, you were supposed to give us birthday gift. What happened? And I told them, I said, come on, I've already given you a birthday gift and all. So they were giving me emotional talks. But doctors also came. There were 2 official doctors. They also came with me. They started running with me. And they wanted to ask me questions, whether I'm feeling okay. Physically, I was absolutely okay. But mentally, they asked me, Ashish, what's your name? Where are you from? A stupid question. I said, doctor, what's wrong with you? You're also part of the team. And you all are making fun of me. And, I've already done my distance. And just to have a special finish, you're making me run. I stopped. That particular time, three people, like Dr. Rajeshwar's son, he's a young boy, brain. And Nishtint, another roommate of mine, he was roommate of mine for 111. And Craig, these three people came. One guy came with the finisher ribbon, one guy came with the Indian flag. There were new faces. I saw new faces. And they said, Ashish, come on, you just have to go a little ahead and you get that turn and then there's a finish. This I was hearing it for last maybe for 1 hour. Because every time my crew member used to tell me, Ashish, you have to go ahead. Then that once you take that turn, there is a finish. But when these new faces, I told him, I said, now this is the last time I'm going to run. Because you are new faces, I said, only to listen to you. After this turn, I'm not going to run anymore. Enough is enough. And actually, there was a finish after that run.
Okay.
You believe there were plenty of people running with me. So there were more people running with me than there were people at the finish line.
Okay. Because they wanted to pull you to the finish line.
Absolutely. Everybody was looking at the time except me. And, I literally just reached the finish line. Total cutoff was 72 hours and I could finish my race in 71 hours, 59 minutes, 21 seconds. So that was the finish I had. So just 31 seconds prior.
Oh my God, that is a close finish, right?
Absolutely. It was the emotional finish I had. It was wonderful.
Okay. Fine, that's nice. And the hallucination, it is possible, right? How many hours sleep did you get in those 5 days?
Oh, 3 days. See, 555 was a different affair completely because whatever I had learned from 333, we followed that in 555. And 555 was absolutely comfortable. 333, I slept only for 90 minutes in that 72 hours. So that was really not a good decision because, I didn't sleep the way when I was feeling very sleepy, whatever. There were a lot of things which I learned in 333. So I didn't eat at the right time. I, pushed myself. So whatever, all those things I learned in 333. So that because of hallucination can happen anywhere. Especially it happens in Ladakh because there is less oxygen. Hallucination has happened to me in Pune also, but then that is because I was pushing myself. But in Ladakh, it goes to a different level. So,
what's the recommended sleep pattern for? What would you recommend to any athlete attempting such long distances from a sleeping point?
It's difficult to say that how much sleep is required because it varies from athlete to athlete. But I feel when you feel sleepy, you must sleep. You cannot push yourself because the quality of sleep is very important. If you don't sleep at the right time, if you've decided to sleep, say maybe you go to a rest house and then you take a rest. But when you go to a rest house and then you don't get sleep, then you're wasting that time because you're just looking at the wall and then you're not sleeping well because you're losing time. 3 hours, you've decided to take rest for 3 hours, you're losing time and you're not getting sleep. That's not good. Power nap plays a very important role. According to me, when you take a power nap, it refreshes you. So you must sleep whenever you feel very sleepy. Take a power nap, then move on. And then rest hours, whatever is planned, you take a rest there. It's very important.
That's nice. You cannot predict it, but you're saying that whenever you feel sleepy, it's good to take a power nap.
Absolutely, very important.
Average time around what? 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes power nap.
I'm very good at it. 10 minutes. My power naps are like and 10 minutes I'm back again on the track immediately.
And again, it is something you have to train yourself, right?
You have to train yourself for power naps. You have to train yourself for your sleeping pattern. Like in 555, I was so good with my sleeping pattern. If I've decided to sleep for 3 hours, my crew member never had to wake me up. I used to get up on my own after 2 hours, 59 minutes. My sleeping pattern was that good. So that was very important. Very, very important.
Wonderful. Any tips for, because you seem to be very good with crew members, any tips for, because crew is very important. So how do you find crew members? What is Ashish's tips?
There's crew members, they're my friends actually. All my friends are always with me for, I've been lucky all the time because I'm always surrounded by good people in the world. It's always like that. And Himalaya has taught me to be grounded. So I'm always happy to be grounded. I always listen to people because there's a difference between listening and hearing. So you must listen to people. So every person is teaching you something all the time.
Okay.
And if you're good with people, if you have that belief in yourself, the crew members have belief in you. Because if you're not confirmed about yourself, the crew members won't have that confidence in you. So you have to believe in yourself, and then you have the right people with you. So there is no tip that you find. Like I never went to talk to anybody that They're my friends, and they were there to do. They saw that I was so focused about 555. I was so positive about things. They were part of it.
Okay.
That's how the crew members were there.
So, any music choices while running? Or?
I don't listen to music that time, but I have few Hindi songs which I think of, all positive songs. One is that "Aati Rahengi Bahare, Jati Rahengi Bahare." So all those few numbers I have, which I tell them to play those song in the car, because I don't listen to headphones when I'm running. I'm not used to it at all. But sometimes if it's good for them also, because there is some activity there in the car.
Okay. Any shoe recommendations or any of your favorite shoes for such runs?
Do we have any ASICS member listening to our show?
ASICS, I'm not sure about that. Satish sir, I'm not sure if he's an ASICS member, but
why I'm asking you this, because if they are, then they can sponsor me for next time.
Yeah.
I use ASICS because that's the favorite shoe. But I've been using it for last many years now. So ASICS Nimbus Gel I use regularly. Whenever I've been running, even in Brazil 135, I use the same shoe, and it worked well for me. So ASICS what I use.
In fact, the fun part is that when we were talking, he said, after the 555, when it ran the Brazil, 135 or the 200 plus kilometers, nobody even talked about it because the 555 took over everything.
Absolutely. When I came back from Brazil, I was so happy that I did some extraordinary event. Because Brazil 135, there was a climb of 30,000 feet almost, and descent of 30,000. It was tough. And when I came back to Pune, I was telling people, Brazil was lovely. Like, kitna distance tha? 270. 217 hai na, to kya tension? This is different, man. 270 was different. So they relate only the distance, because after 555, it is like any distance is okay. Oh, theek hai. Regular.
I mean, in fact, now you have upped up everything, right? You climbed Mount Everest in the year 2020, and that also in one single attempt, which is like an amazing thing to do. I mean, now 555 has gone for a toss now. Now it's like Mount Everest, and there is no other peak which is climbed over, right? So tell us about the experience.
This is different. What you're saying is, I didn't climb Mount Everest.
Okay.
All those guys who've done Mount Everest, they will come and kill me, because I've not done Mount Everest.
Okay, sorry.
I've done Everesting.
Okay, what is Everesting?
So I'll tell you. I've been celebrating all these days, special days. So 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, 11, 12, 13. Similarly, I was looking for an option for a good date in 2020. Okay. So it was 2002-2020. That was the date I was looking for. After Brazil 135, this was the date. Interesting is, you have to basically, in a good manner, if I'll tell you, if you don't have a budget of going to Everest, you can do Everesting in Pune.
Okay.
So the main concept is.
Okay.
So Everesting is, you have to gain the height of Everest.
Okay.
Once you start. Okay. So you can do that anywhere. You can do it in Pune, you can do it in Bangalore, you can do it anywhere. So in Srinagar, I did Srinagar. Once you start climbing, I gain a height of 555 meters. And Everest is 8,848 meters. So I had to do Srinagar 16 times. Oh, you can't sleep in between. You can't take breaks. You can take coffee break. You can eat something, whatever. The more time you take, it becomes more difficult. So you can't sleep. That's how the beauty is. Like, you have to gain continuously. So you do one loop, you gain 555. You come down. You go up, you gain another 555. That's how you cumulatively you do 8,848 meters. So that's what I did Everesting to celebrate 2002-2020.
Okay. I actually thought you had climbed down Mount Everest. Sorry about that.
Oh,
yeah. So is that a challenge which you want to do?
Well, everything possible I would love to do wherever, but it's going to be an expensive affair. I'm not a trekker as such, but definitely it's not in the pipeline immediately. If there is a possibility, yes, I would love to go for it.
Because Mandeep had asked, what is your next challenge?
What is my next challenge? There are plenty of things to do.
Okay.
Mandeep and myself, we were supposed, Praveen also, we were supposed to do water this time. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So next year, probably, definitely, there is bad water. This year is very important year for me because this is my 50th year. I saw your WhatsApp DP, Rajesh, 50 at 50.
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, this is my 50th year. So this year is very important for me. I have to do 5 difficult things. The punchline of this year is I have to die to live.
Okay.
Okay, that's the punchline.
Okay, fine. So sounds like the the commando, the para training, So, where one of my interviews, Swarup Singh Kuntal said, "You die every day and you relive. You get a rebirth every single day during para training."
Para trainers, they die every day. So this year, so this is for me. It is like way beyond there because they do extreme. Para training is something which is unbelievable. But,
so what are those 5 things you want to do? Let me ask you.
So slowly, I'm working onto it. A lot of there is cycling involved. There are different activities.
Okay.
So working onto it, I've written down few things. There are many events which are getting cancelled. Few events are not happening. So right now it's very difficult to say. Bad water definitely is part of it. So next year there is bad water, 100%.
Okay. That's wonderful. So let's talk a little bit about your business venture, which is 𝐻𝐬 Holidays, and
Right.
tell us a bit about it. Because it's a thing which you are doing now, and you are a backpacker. You said you're not a trekker, but you like backpacking.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us a bit about this.
Yeah, 𝐻𝐬 Holidays is it's a proprietor firm because I have to keep the balance between my personal life and my commercial life, and so that's why I don't want to get into big business because then you don't have time for yourself. So proprietor firm, and I do theme tours. We do tours for Oktoberfest. We do tours for Tomato Festival. We do cycling in Europe. All those different things we do under banner of 𝐻𝐬 Holidays. Of course, we do regular tours also. Like somebody wants to go to Europe, somebody wants to go to South America, we do arrange for them. And that's what I do under the brand of 𝐻𝐬 Holidays. We also have a company called Simple Steps Fitness Private Limited.
Yeah.
Where we do run for children. That's very close to my heart. We've been doing that for the last 5 years. The age group for those runs is from 2-year-old to 15-year-old. You can imagine a child who just started walking, 2 and 3-year-old, 200 meters on the ground, which is simply amazing. People see them running on the ground. Initially, parents are very worried about their children doing this distance. They feel that their child can't do it, but kids have the energy, man. They have the energy. They have the in them, and they can do wonders. So that event is doing really well. It is called Simple Steps Run for Happiness, which will happen on 22nd of November this year. Of course, it's going to be virtual because of pandemic. And I would love to share that poster with you this time. You can share with our viewers also. It is going to be lovely. And we have different distances according to the age group. So 4 to 6 years does 1.5 kilometers. That's how the age group is.
So tell us something. Tell us something. What are about kids actually running? So what are the most interesting or funny questions you have received? When you talk to small children about long distance running.
Oh, there are a lot of kids, my friends' kids, and all that. They are ready to pace me for large track. Can you believe that?
Oh,
they want to be part of the crew team. Okay. So many kids, they have spoken to me and they said that Ashish Kaka, I want to be with you for next run. So I feel so nice when they talk like this. It is simply amazing. Beautiful thing is when I was doing Everesting, my last loop, there were about 35 to 40 people with me, and out of that, 16 kids were there, and they were doing last loop with me. at 8:30 in the night. Amazing. That was beautiful.
Wonderful. That's nice. I mean, speaking to you, we feel that we want to hear a lot more stories. We've been speaking for more than 1 hour, and we've got a lot of people coming and saying it's excellent, motivating. A lot of people coming and say. So we got Vinant. Vinay Hemant also saying, hello to you. So the question is this. That now you have achieved or done all this, you're looking at the backwater, bad water, which is fantastic, nice. If somebody wants to become an athlete like you, it's my final question. If somebody wants to become an athlete like you, what are the tips you would want to give?
See, I have a different approach towards life. I follow my dreams. So I always say that, you have to dream big. Very important. I don't dream in the night. Usually they say that, if you dream at 4 o'clock, it comes true and all, whatever. But I don't dream in the night, because night, I'm so tired that, I'm fast asleep in the night. I'm a daydreamer. So I have to dream big. Very, very important. The moment you start dreaming about things, and if your dreams has to be big. If they don't scare you, that means they're not big enough. So you have to really dream big and work for it. Discipline is very, very important. You must do things for yourself. Very important. Because if you do things for other people, then, somewhere there is something which gets you back. You have to love yourself. I always say that, when you love yourself, you want to do things for yourself. You want to achieve certain things, and that happiness. Another thing I will say, in life, we must do things where if somebody asks you what you get out of this, it is only happiness. And only you understand that, what you get out of this. Normally, we do things where we're getting something, we're going to get some money out of this, we're going to get whatever, in kind, we're going to get something. But we must do some things in life where we're getting only happiness. That's very important. And that builds your mental strength also.
Good.
And it's very simple. Like, if you live a simple life, not to make it very complicated, just enjoy your life, look at life from a positive angle. Everything is achievable. Everything is easy, everything is difficult. It's all about doing it.
Wonderful. What you have done so much in your life shows how much you love yourselves and life, and taking up unique challenges, and going for a walk for a few hours, which is like 20 plus hours, just like that, which is nice. So is there any book coming up for Ashish?
Yes. Could you ask me? I'm definitely working on it. Most of the things are ready. The cover page will be out in maybe another 15-20 days.
Wonderful.
And it's all about mind. The book is all about mind, which I strongly believe in.
That's nice. So a few questions which came on the mental toughness part of it. They can learn a lot more by reading your book.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. So when is the release coming up?
There will be a cover page which will be released very soon. Working onto it, and I think by end of this month probably we'll have the cover page ready.
Wonderful. Have you chosen a name?
Oh yes, it is called Mind, Sweat and Glory.
Mind, Sweat and Glory. Wonderful. That's such a lovely name. It includes. I'm sure it covers all the full journey.
Absolutely, yes. There has to be celebration. So there's glory, there is sweat, which is there's nothing you can achieve because of hard work. So there's sweat and mind.
Yeah. For a concise version of the book, they can always listen to this interview.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So it's been wonderful talking to you, Ashish. It's been more than 1 hour, and
right.
A lot of people are wishing you for your future the best wishes. With that thought in mind, if there is any final things you want to tell the audience, it will be nice.
One thing I always say that to motivate people, and I strongly believe is we have to have punch in our life, because we are not born just to pay light bills, telephone bills, GST, of course. Our life is much more to it. We have to have meaning to our life. Every person should have a story. So this is the time to go for it. Spend time with yourself and just make a story of yourself. You are the one who's going to make a story for yourself. So that is very important.
Wonderful. So we got a lot of people saying, it's been inspirational. Smith Kulkarni is waiting for the book. We got Pratnya Pujari, who's followed your journey with Arvind Vijay sir. Vikash, who's saying, best of luck to you. Satish Gujaran sir also is saying, looking for the book to come forward.
Satish sir himself is a great inspiration for so many people. I always love talking to him. It's nice.
Yeah. So with that thought in mind, I'd like to wish you the very best. You can just stay in the studio while I come back and talk to you. Let me say bye to the audience, and we'll be back. So thanks for your time.
Thank you, all the listeners also for listening to my story. Because now I'm sure they must be hungry now. It's already 8:15 now. So
they're
thank you to
hungry
everybody.
for
Hungry for the book. Oh, that's nice. Great.
Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Any comments on the interview? Do share it with me. And yes, I'm sure all of you are waiting for the Ashish's book. Next week, we are bringing in one more runner who's been an inspiration. Her name is 𝐿𝐴𝐿 Afonso. She is a former national record holder for half marathon, and she is also a Middle East runner. So middle distance runner, not Middle East. Sorry, I'm hungry, I think. So middle distance runner, and please come and tune into our channel to hear a talk. It's on Sunday. The time is 7 p.m. And I look forward to all of you being there and listening to her story of running. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I love you all, and thank you very much.